got a client at 1 o'clock, so it gives me about 30 minutes. And yeah, I'm feeling good. I'm just having a coffee. I'm just waking up. So yeah, continuing the live streams that I've been doing. The idea is dedicating 1 year to overcoming your social anxiety. So basically, instead of making the mistake that I made when I first started out with suffering with social anxiety, the mistake that I think that millions of people are making around the world, where they're stopping and starting, you know, with socializing. They're not building enough momentum and confidence. They're not sticking with it. It's like yo-yo dieting, where people diet, they lose a bit of weight and then they put the weight back on, they lose it. They don't commit to it long term. So committing to 1 year is you guaranteeing yourself that you're going to overcome social anxiety, and I'll explain why. It's not an easy thing to overcome. It really isn't, especially if you have it really severe, which probably most people on this YouTube channel do, and I did. So it's a habit that's been built up over a long period of time, and basically, you know, the habit of social anxiety is kind of the habit of not really opening up around people, is not communicating, and it's also a negative habit of avoiding social interaction and avoiding like going out, traveling and going to the gym, and even places like this, even in a coffee shop. As I've said before, I never get tired of saying it. Years ago, I couldn't come in a coffee shop on my own and have a coffee. Certainly wouldn't be able to do a live stream and speak. There was too much anxiety, too much social phobia. I just wouldn't go into a coffee shop, just wouldn't do it. So it's things like this that make a big deal if you keep practicing them. So as I've said already, the 1 year is also a metaphor, it's a mentality. And I've been doing a lot of videos about this lately and mentoring people on all platforms and my clients in person, you know, breaking out of the mentality of the quick fix mindset, you know, instant gratification. Everybody is like that, but you can change that. And I've changed it myself, and many of my clients have. You can change being a person who is impatient and wants everything right now, and if it doesn't come right now, then you're just going to quit, you're going to give up. And if you look at all the successful people, they've all had to work extremely hard, they've all had to go through a lot of suffering, a lot of discipline, a lot of sacrificing, but that's why they've achieved greatness and impacted, you know, so many other people as well. And that's what I say, it's, you know, when you overcome your fears or you change your life, you don't just do it for yourself. I mean, of course you do, but unless you're a person who doesn't want to share, you end up helping a lot of other people that are also struggling, because you can share your story, you can encourage them, and so many more ways. But you know, that's quite a lot to start with. Gotta love this about London. It's boiling this morning, it's like 17, 18 degrees, and I was wondering what clothes should I wear. And now it's pouring down with rain. I'll show you. Always happens when I put on a nice clean shirt, but we're not going to complain today. So it's a mentality, and as I've said before, once you understand the value of it, it's really exciting, because it's like, okay, I want to achieve a goal, I want to change my life, but in order to do so, you know, it's not going to come overnight, it's not going to be a weekend. You can make progress starting from today, and you can make a lot of progress on a weekend, and you can make progress over the weeks. But to accomplish your where you want to get to, it's going to take time, and these things usually take between 1 year and even a bit longer. But it's worth it. It's worth putting the time in. It's worth being patient. It's worth having discipline, and discipline comes with having patience and working hard whilst being disciplined. there's a certain, excuse me, there's a certain level of maturity to stick things out and be patient and not, throw a tantrum or complain when you don't get results straight away, because really that's just not a great attitude. No one's really, like, you got to earn it in life. If you want great things, you have to earn them. You can't just expect, well, you can, but you're just going to be disappointed and frustrated if you expect things just to come overnight. And as I said, with building confidence and relationships and overcoming fears and changing your life, it's going to take work. It's a full-time job, but it's a full-time job that if you commit to, you're going to make a lot of progress. And when you start making progress, you automatically enjoy the time. You don't start dreading the time or saying, oh, it's going to take so long, why is it taking so long? The reason why you need time is because you've got to develop the skill. You've got to develop your confidence. You've got to improve your communication. And a huge part of it is you've got to develop the skill to manage fear and anxiety, and that's going to take a year. That's going to take maybe even longer. That's going to take commitment. So the mistake that a lot of people make is they give up because they think they're not good enough. It's not because they're not good enough. It's because you're not hard working enough. You're not committed enough. You're not sticking something out. So it's a bit like starting a YouTube channel, and then in the first week, because you don't go viral or you don't get many subscribers or many comments, you give up. And it's like, no, that's not the right attitude. You're not going to get anywhere like that. You've got to keep going. You've got to put the time in, put the effort in, and improve, and eventually you will succeed with building a channel. So social anxiety is no different. It's a habit. In order to overcome it, you've got to take those steps. You've got to put time in. So as I said, for most people, leaving the house is difficult. So you've got to. This is what I done. I practiced exposure therapy. Exposure therapy is really just another term, a professional term for facing your fears until you're no longer afraid, or you're less afraid. You expose yourself to the areas that make you anxious and nervous. In this case, it's social anxiety, it's people, it's public places, it's coming outside of your mental and emotional comfort zone. So you've got to practice doing that until that becomes the norm, until you get used to it and it's no longer challenging, and that's when you've overcome it. I've said it before. I've learned, because I've been coaching for almost 11 years. The clients who are the most committed, they always get better results with their social anxiety, their whole life, their finances, their relationships, their confidence, their ability to do new things, to take on challenges, to start new things, take courses, learn skills. They succeed, they go further than the clients they're not fully committed. They're committed to a certain extent, but they're not hard working enough. They expect just to do a 2-hour session and for all of their life to be changed, and you need to put in more time than that, whether you do it with whether you work with me or you work with another coach, or if you go it on your own. It's not going to happen in a couple of hours or days or weeks. And I've seen so many people start YouTube channels who had great ideas and great personalities, but because they didn't get a big following in a month, they quit. I see it so many times, but you're not going to get nowhere like that. You've got to keep going. And I've seen before many people start out on a weight loss journey, and at the start they're all enthusiastic, they buy the protein, they get the gym membership, they start looking up healthy recipes, but then 2 to 6 months later they've quit, they've put on even more weight and living an even more miserable lifestyle because of this weak mentality of not seeing things through, not sticking at things, not having the 1 year mindset, not committing to something. And that's my whole attitude. If you want to succeed at something or make progress or make changes in your life, you've got to stick at something for at least 6 to 12 months in order to see a real significant change. Otherwise you're wasting your time. When you do something for a long time, you get really calm at it. You just get relaxed. You get more secure in yourself. Public speaking, again, if you want to get very good at that and overcome that fear, so that's one of the best skills to have, by the way. You should make a note of that, guys, especially if you want to build a business and make money and make an impact, help people, or just to develop as a person. Your whole communication skills with your family, with your friends, with people in general would dramatically improve if you stuck to public speaking. I'm not just talking about doing a public talk once in your life. That's not enough. Again, it has to be on a consistent basis to really get the results and the confidence. So confidence takes time. It takes time to build. That's why you'll notice on my YouTube channel, I'm not phased at all if I don't get a lot of views on a video, because I've already done it, already got loads of viral videos. And so for me, I'm not in it for one hit wonder video. This is something that I love doing, so I just take my time, put the videos out, and some of the videos get thousands of views, some get a couple of hundred, but it doesn't matter to me. The point is taking the action, enjoying what I'm doing, and helping people and educating them. And whether you're helping one person or a million, you're doing something positive. And I enjoy the process of, I like the challenge as well of not always getting the success, because if you always got the result, then what would be you wouldn't value it, you wouldn't appreciate it. It would just be easy all the time. So I like that challenge, and I've got enough experience to know that great things come with the long-term mentality, 1 year and even longer. Most people that have built real good businesses, it's taken them 10 plus years to build, some even longer. See, it's time. So my continued goal with these live streams is to help people to change their mentality from having a weak mentality, which is wanting everything today, instant gratification, quick fixes, not wanting to work hard. Not working hard is an insult on your character and what you give back, I think, to humanity, because working hard will always make you a better person. You definitely have more respect for yourself and other people, and that counts for a lot.
Next week, no, this is what I'm going to do to you. So like this,
So what I do with my clients to help them overcome social anxiety, and what I do for myself, you set the 1 year goal, and then you have daily goals, obviously, because 1 year you got your vision, 12 months, and then every day or every week you break the goals up into action steps. So example, every week your goal is to go to the gym and work out, or another goal is to, when you go for a coffee in a coffee shop, be social, try and have a conversation with the person that's serving you, be polite, practice opening up, talking to people. Also, another goal is to spend time with family, friends. You know, work on your business or work on your passion, whatever that may be. Do some traveling. It's all comfort zone busting, fear busting exercises. And these are habits that you build on a day-to-day basis. You know, if you practice going to the gym for 1 year, you're going to be in great shape. You're going to be good at it. So don't expect great results with your confidence, your finances, your mental health, your social skills, your relationships. Don't expect great results if you're not going to put at least 6 months to a year in, even more, then nothing's really going to change. I've seen it so many times in the motivational field where people are enthusiastic for about 2 weeks and then they quit. You know, you see it. They drop off. They ain't got the stamina. They give in. They get impatient and they listen to the negative inner voices and then they quit. It's not good. A lot of the boxing world champions, you know, it takes them years to get to that position, to get a shot at the title or become champions. You know, people don't see it on the television. I know what they go through. Behind the scenes, they've got to, you know, work their way up from the bottom to the top, and it's years and years of hard work, sacrifice, dedication, discipline. And that's why people are viewing them going, oh, I wish I could be like that. They're so successful, I'm not good enough. It's because you didn't work hard. You could have got there. You know, you could have been a champion. Maybe not a boxing, but a champion in other areas of life. You could have built a successful. You didn't do it because you have a weak mentality. You didn't stick at it long term. You didn't put the work in. Right, I think we're that's all the time I've got at the moment now. So.